Apparently we're live already. How did that happen? Oh, thanks, Jane. Ah, what a morning. Quickly whip up a quilt this morning. We're going to have, this is with the new Liberty Carnaby Street. We're going to show you this tomorrow. It's a bit beautiful. I might just hang it up here for you for a minute. How are you all? Have you had a good weekend? We've had some cracking fabrics in over the weekend. But we've got all sorts of goodies for you today. Let me see if that will hold. Well, it might not. Who knows? Put that there. Dee. I was interviewing Kaif at the weekend. Was it the weekend? No, it wasn't the weekend. When was it? It was. I'm coming back, by the way. I'm coming back. I'm just, hammering something up on the wall. This is how last minute everything is. It's like, quick, get the quilt up. There we go. There we are. You can have a look at that. So, all a bit lastminute.com this morning. But, we have got lampshades galore for you today and these beautiful little lanterns here, which are a bit gorgeous, and clocks as well. So, we're going to take you through, all the way through. You might wonder, what on earth is that doing on the desk? All will become clear, hopefully, this hour. That is my hope. Yeah. Thank you, Jane. Right, what have we got going on for you today? Let's find you first of all. 10 o'clock just sort of crept up on me. I was busy, busy doing stuff. Changing my jeans, because apparently they don't fit anymore. Right, let's see who we've got. Let's see. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Here we are. Morning. Who have we got? Heidi, good morning to you. Morning, Jane. Morning, Steph. Morning, Sean. Good morning. Morning, Helen. Morning, Natasha. Was working. Hang on. It's just, where have you gone to? Was working all weekend and will be working later today. Day off tomorrow. Oh, enjoy that. Morning says, Morning says, Margaret says, happy Monday. Oh, it's all going well, isn't it? And Claire says, good morning, Natasha and team. So tired, and also last minute, everything on the school run. Barely made it. Yeah. It's one thing or the other, isn't it? You're either ridiculously early and don't know what to do with yourself, which then, I don't know about you, sets me panicking because I'm like, what haven't we remembered? Why are we early? This isn't right. Or, I'm going to tell you this story, Claire, because I know that you'd quite like a little girl. My little girl has spent the weekend blocking the road, not letting Freddie sit up on his chair because she's blocking the road, and then doing a funny face that basically results in her doing raspberries and spitting all over him and being sent to her room. So, yeah. And then being in floods of tears because Daddy said no to me. Yep, you got to get a bit more of that if you keep spitting on your brother. Morning, Karen. I'm having a bit of a morning. I've just been stitching, rushing to finish something, and I have no bobbin thread. Let's start again. We've all done it. This morning. All done it. Elizabeth says, your makeup looks nice. Have you done something different? Oh, thank you. I don't think so. Maybe it's a slightly different colour this morning. Good morning, Natasha. Love the thought of Kaif lampshades. Yes, they are a bit beautiful. Have I actually turned this one on? Oh, it's just got a slightly lower wattage than my Tipsy Tortoise one. Morning, Nicola. Morning, Jen. Morning, Linda. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Michelle. Morning, Alison. Morning, Myra. Morning, Celia. Good morning, Geraldine. Oh, she's looking forward to the show. Anne just loves Captain Small's lampshade. Yeah, and she didn't deserve it this weekend. Not good behaviour. Good morning, everyone. Gorgeous fabrics. Thank you. Geraldine's loving the new dresser. Morning, Juanita. Morning, Grace. And, of course, everyone on YouTube as well. Good morning to you. Morning, Kerry. Have just witnessed Hope rolling over for the first time. So excited. Oh, these milestones, they're awesome. I wish I'd written them down and I didn't because everything kind of happened in a haze. Morning, Leslie. No connection in the new lodge. Ooh, but how is the lodge? That's what we want to know. Morning, Ali G. Right, so today, we are going to look at some kits that are absolutely fab. I've used these for years, actually. Stephen, who doesn't normally go for stuff that I've made, he oh hello, what have I got to log back in again? I've got a lot of, is anybody else having weird computery things happening at the minute? It's all a bit odd, odd mid odd. So yeah, we've I can't remember what I was going to say. No idea. Oh yeah, no, Stephen's had lampshades that I've made up in his office and all sorts, and they've matched the cushions and all sorts for years, because I sort of forgot about them. I forgot that it was a thing that you could do, and then I've put it somewhere. These came to my attention. Haha! What is this, I hear you ask? Well, this is a very clever little device, which means, and lots of you have been loving it over the weekend, you can turn, let's bring this forward, whoops, and you can go back. Sorry, its lead is on it's got to go a long way with its lead. So this is an empty gin bottle. An empty gin bottle, how cool is that? It's super cool. Now all I would do when it's in proper place is just tuck that lead down behind it. Whoop. Hang on. Can I move? What happens if I move these across? Will you still see the Kaif one? I don't know if I've got long enough lead. If I pop Kaif up there, maybe not. He might fall down. My extension cable isn't very long. Can you see them all? There we go. There we go. You can sort of see them a bit better now, can't you? Let's move that along so it doesn't all fall off. There we go. Yeah, so this is just made out of a bottle. An empty gin bottle, because some of them are so beautiful, aren't they? I don't want to throw them away. And I was thinking of John Morgan the other day when he's like, I've got 90 something bottles of gin. I'm like, what are you going to do with all of those? What? Well, this is what you can do with it. So you can get one of your favourite bottles. I mean, I put lights and stuff in mine as well, but we'll take those out for now. And for those of you that were wondering what on earth this is, I got this off Amazon, and it is Epsom bath salts, and that's what I've filled my bottle with over there to weight it. And that's just fab, because then it's a little bit glittery, glistening, and it's not as expensive as sand, because sand is so heavy, it costs so much to get it posted. But this stuff is great, and then any left over, you just simply whack in the bath. So you can fill your bottle with your Epsom salts or whatever else you like. Jane said to me this morning, oh, did you fill it with that bubbly stuff that you get from the florist? I was like, what bubbly stuff is this that you speak of? But no, I didn't do that. So what I would recommend you do is now I'm just going to take the corner off and see if I can pour this in. That's not going to go well, is it? I don't know what I did with my funnel. I had a funnel to pour all these sorts of things in. Anyway, let me just pour some of these into my hands so that you can see them. And I'll show you that on a close-up. So they're just little glittery dots. Yeah, they work so well, and they just give it that little bit of weight without being stupidly expensive. And I filled mine in the bath, because then any left over meant that I had a nice soothing muscle ache relieving bath. And so that would be my top tip for you. And then all you simply do, and also then it fills the bottle, so you don't see the wire. That's the other thing, because then this just, you've got to shimmy these round there, and it's in, and it's even got a little clicky thing there, so you can have that, and you can just put a little bit of tape or something if you don't want that to show, and then you've got all of that to then plug in wherever you need it. But I would fill the bottle just to weight it. I'd fill it with something, whether you fill it with sand, you can get that IKEA, can't you, that pretty sand, whether you fill it with the Epsom salt, something just to weigh it down, and then you've turned your bottles, your super swanky bottles, into something fabulous. Well, how do we do that? That's what we want to know. Of course it is. How do we do these things? Well, it's really, really easy, and all of the items this morning go along the same way, really, and it is super, super easy. So if you, well, yeah, so we've got over here, these are the rectangular rounded lampshades. And I'll bring this down here again. This was a lampshade, like a standard lamp that I've had in the kids' rooms, because it was about the right height for right next door to Emily's changing table when I needed to change her in the middle of the night. But it had a really, had a really boring lampshade on, and it meant they were all exactly the same. So with the leftover Odile Bayeul, I've now got her, and this could have been the drum ones, the round ones. I went with the rectangular rounded one because I just thought it was so lovely. It gave that a proper scene rather than disappearing. But if you've just got a general pattern, of course, you know, go for a drum. But if you've got something that you really want to display, then that's just a really beautiful shape, I think. And Freddie's going to have one as well, of course, because you know what you do for, he's got that lamp, but I just need to change it. So, and then of course the Cafe one up there, that was a lampshade that a friend gave to me when she cleared her mum's house after she'd died, and she's like, do you want this? And it just had a really old lampshade on it, and I was like, yes, I can do something with that, because I love the wrought iron base. And of course now that's got the Cafe on it, it's going to look awesome. And in fact, what I might just do to show you fully is bring this one here. So we've got the lampshades on the show. They are on the show for you. This one here, we've got the rounded, these ones, in 3 different sizes. Do you want to see this one close up? It's a bit gorgeous. It's that with those. And then that's the bottle, the Tipsy Tortoise. Gemma bought me that on a week that was not fabulous. So that's the lampshade, and and again, it's giving that space to be the scene, and then it echoes the shape of the bottle. And when it's not actually on the show, what I will do is just tack that wire down, just put a little sellotape or something over the back of it, and then you won't see, it'll just be like any normal lamp, and that'll be that. Should we put it there to be fabulous and plug it in? Yeah, there we go. So we're going to make another one of these. We've got the rounded ones, which is that one there, and I've got them in small, medium and large, so that you can get a real good idea. The little ones are 20 centimetres, the medium are 30 centimetres, and the large are 40 centimetres. So that's what we're looking at. And then we've also got clocks that we're going to make, the lanterns, all sorts of stuff to show you. But honestly, these are super, super, super easy. Where shall we start then? Shall we start with the lamp? So the one that I wanted to make today, these are lamp base. I've got a bit of a thing about lamp bases. This was a lamp base. Oh, it's been in the spare room now for ages. Needs to go clean, because last time Mum and I went to IKEA, we just bought a boring old lampshade for it, because it used to have rectangular ones like that, and they were beautiful, but they just got so old and dirty. So I honestly, and I couldn't find a shade that I liked. So I've got a pair of these. I bought them from, where did I get them from? I bought them from an auction years and years and years ago. So all you need to do is find a way to actually remove, I'm no electrician, by the way. Now if I just tighten that, what have I done? Anyway, all of that will come off somehow. I can't remember how it went on. We'll get that off. Gemma! She's very good at these things. She will make that come off, I'm sure. And we will do a lampshade to refresh and renew it. I need your twiddly. Oh, I can't be bothered to faff about with it. Just needs to, the lampshady bit just needs to come off. It's got a good wobble on it, so I know that I've made a good start. I've made good inroads. It's just like, is this part of my job description? No, mate, not even remotely.
General shenanigans.
General shenanigans is part of your job description, right? How gorgeous is it going to look in this? Yes, 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 yes. Are we of an agreement here, Gemma?
Stunning.
Stunning. Stunning. So, the very first thing you need to do is chop your fabric, get your kit out. That's kit out, everybody. Kit out, not off. Oh, have you done it? You just need it. So your kit arrives in a box like this, and you get stick back plasticky stuff. Now with the lanterns, I believe they might even be fire resistant, but double check that on the packaging. And a couple of these, one of those jobby things, and an attachment in case yours is smaller. We will find out. And this red tape. If you are a crafter, you know what that red tape is. It's awesome. And this is all you need to do. So, probably change the camera angle before I start. Let's just check. Yay, my birthday is coming up, says Lisa. Well, yes. Lisa and I. So Lisa does, this is Lisa's fabric, for those of you that, I think most of you know that by now. But Lisa and I, it turns out, are a bit in sync these days. Do you know what she did on her show on Saturday? She did the lanterns. No. Yeah, independently, we both chose the same show to do at pretty much the same time. And she did the most beautiful lanterns. And yeah, just gorgeous. But we'll talk about the lanterns because there is something to note with those. But you want to have a look at your placement. This is how long and how large it's going to be. This is obviously what I want.
Fabric requirements are on every listing.
The fabric requirements are on every listing. Thank you very much, Gemma. Of course they are, because you are super awesome. Now, if you are going to fussy cut, then do. If, like me, you're going to... I'm going to have to cut this in a 60 centimetre whatever, aren't I? There, look at that. It's going to be blinking gorgeous. You know that, don't you? It really, I mean, like, it really is. Wow. Right, so, I am going to chop a great big swathe of this off then. Whoa, lovely. How long did I say this needed to be? Let's have a little look. This is where you need something like a gin bottle to just hold down one end. This is what I found. Or, you know, my good friend Hammer works a treat. Oh, look. I'm just trying to think. When we cut this, we do this so that you get as many of these bad boys as possible, don't we? I'm just going to chop a bit off here and then we can rectify how much I should have chopped off in a minute. Oh, I'm a pain. I really am. You're not meant to agree, Gemma, just silently nodding in the corner there. There we go. It's all good. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to wreak havoc and you guys can fix it later. That's how life goes, right? Do you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to do a matching pair. I know, because I've got another one. And you know what that means? It means I'm just going to cut through this fabric double, because then I'll have the placement. Ooh, will I now? So with this, you've got a line here. I don't know if you can even see. Let me measure how much that is of, which is, consider it like your seam allowance. It is 5/8 of an inch. So just bear in mind that wherever you go with this, the first 5/8 of an inch aren't going to be seen. They are not going to be seen. I am not going to risk double cutting that because I don't think it lies directly on each other. I can hear the collective sigh of relief. It's all good. It's all good. Or does it though? No, not quite. So. Let's chop the selvage off and then let's look at some fussy cutting. Because if you're not worried, if you're just doing the round ones, I've chosen to show you the rectangular ones because they are the more detailed to think about. But if you're just going round, it doesn't matter. None of this bit really matters because you're just going to go round. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. But if you have got one of these, so this, if I measure it, is 9.5 inches. So where does 9.5 inches put me here? 9.5 inches puts me up here, which means that we will see a little bit of this. If I want to see a little bit more of it, I am going to have to cut on the 9. Just, that's my line there. So I'm going to go 9 5/8 above so that the top of my lantern is going to have that on it, and that will be stunning. So that's how I'm going to chop that up. But this is just me fussy cutting, just wanting to make it look really super duper. You don't need to be this precise or anything really. It's entirely up to you. No. Where did I want to do it to? Let's measure that to there. And then you see that will take off. Actually, do you know, I am going to do it to that 9.5. There. If you don't want to cut it now, the other thing that you can do is just put it onto the backing and then cut it back. So we can do that as well, just to make sure that we've got it absolutely perfect. Like I say, it does have a tendency to want to wander up a little bit, and that's okay. It's just like sticky back plastic, really. It's got that same annoying beginning where you've just got to get a hold of it. Get a hold of yourself. Now you might be wondering why I'm not worried about the placement of these right now. We'll deal with that in just one moment. So we're going to start along here. I'm going to edge along here. Just rubbing it down as you go. So I wouldn't start by peeling the whole thing off because you will get yourself in a right old sticky mess. So I really wouldn't do that. But what I would do is bit by bit roll it and just press in. You can ease out, like I've got a little bit of a crease there, so you can either sort of come back and readjust and sort of keep the fabric taut as you roll it down, and that gets rid of that. Or with your little thing here, you can sort of smooth out any bits, or you can use a seam roller if you have a seam roller. I'm trying so hard not to do this with my head in the way, but I think you might just have to have my head in the way for now. Is you just start to place this down. Just along there. And flip it over, because now is your time to smooth out any little bits and bobs. Oh, this is gonna look amazing. Oh, how ace is that gonna look? Lisa Chandler, Home Decor. Yes, yes, yes. And then you can go in and just trim back. I just run my nail along there to make sure I'm not going to chop through the plastic, because, you know, don't want to do that. Here we go. You know, I've been itching to do this all weekend. I'm like, would anybody notice if I just didn't have a demo on Monday? Jen was like, yes, they would, Natasha. Please do not do your demo too soon just because you want to decorate your house. I'm like, oh, damn it. There speaks the voice of reason. And because right up until the edge your fabric is there, it tends not to fray, which is fabulous. Get your paper scissors for cutting these now. The next thing you want to do, make sure that's really well pressed down, and then flick this over and you'll hear it click. Now what I would say to you is that if you are doing the bottles, go for the smallest lampshade size, either the drum or the rectangle. They work really beautifully. If you have something a little bit bigger, this is the medium size, so you'll see the difference. And kind of, if you peel it off that way, it doesn't, you might get like the odd little bit of fabric coming away in terms of just the odd thread. But if you're careful, you shouldn't get too much fray, because that's a little bit sticky. So we'll just get rid of that. If you do get the odd little bit, just snick it off. You're not going to see it. Just take it off with your rotary cutter or a pair of scissors or whatever it is that you want to do. With one of mine, I wasn't careful when I took that off, and it did sort of pull a few threads and fray it a little bit. So I literally just got my rotary cutter and just took off the top millimetre or so, and that got rid of that. And pull these off. So we're creating a seam allowance, effectively. That's all we're doing. Like I say, if you want to get rid of any little threads, just get your ruler back on it and trim them back. It's not going to make a big difference to the end result in terms of how much fabric you need to actually flick over the lampshade fitting, which I'll show you in a minute. But if you've got little stray threads, that does get a bit annoying when you're trying to pop it in. So I would just get rid of them now before they become a thing. And the nice thing about Lisa's border stripe, which is what I'm using today, is that of course it's reflected. So I know that however much fabric I've just used now, I've got the exact amount of this pattern on the other side of it so that I can make my matching lampshades, which is super exciting. So this is going to be the main body. And you can see that when that is rolled over, I'm just going to get the top of the leaf. But what I didn't want to lose was the bottom of that. So that's why I ended up just going with that. And that's going to be a bit special. Now, the other thing to take into account is that obviously these need to go on at the same point. And I want this to be my center point. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is wrap this in this tape. You'll get this in your kit. There's always a bit left over. It becomes a permanent adhesion, which is fabulous, and it's super, super sticky tape. If you're a crafter, you've probably got some of this. When I'm at the craft store, this stuff flies out, absolutely flies out, and it's just really good stuff. What I would say, gone quiet, that's extremely suspicious. That's nice, isn't it? I might have been concentrating. I might have been concentrating so hard. So hard. Am I back? How long was I muted for? Oh, well, I was winding the tape. Okay, so did you hear the bit about make sure that you start and finish in a place that you can recognise? Where these wires are welded tends to be where I start and finish, because then I've got a point that I know when I'm trying to find the edge. I know that's where I started and finished, because you'll put these to one side in a minute and then just smooth the tape around. Sorry about that. Those batteries have not been in very long. I don't know if I've got a duff batch, but hey ho. Never mind, I'm back again now, you lucky things. Right, so we've got all of the tape now around there, and that is the majority of it done. To be fair, the next bit, I'm going to get a marker pen to show you. A marker pen. Where would I have put my marker pen? Would I have put it in my... Ha! Oh yeah, look. Oh gosh, 4 or 5 marker pens. How very convenient. So, this is going to be my central point on here. All right, so I know that this middle bit here needs to line up with that middle bit there. And I'm just going to mark that off properly. So I'm just marking the inside. That's going to flip over, so that's absolutely fine. And then you want to turn this over. Again, if you need to weight it down with a gin bottle or a hammer or anything else, then do. But that is my center marked point. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is, how is your lampshade going to sit? Now, I know that with my lampshade, at least I think I know, I should probably check, it's going to sit in like that. I'm going to mark off these points on the inside of my lampshade. And there's that middle bit on there. And then I need to look, you see, this is why, here we go. And this is where I started putting my tape down. So you're now going to remove your tape from all the way around. And if you didn't, just make a little mental note of where you started that. You'll be looking around. You want to have this right on the very edge of the plastic, like so. And the same with your other one. And that is going to want to sit. Now you see, let's just double check that I've got that. Now you see, one of these is out ever so slightly. So for me, it's just a matter of just taking that moment just to realign. Is that about right? Really don't want those sticking together. Yeah. And I mean, it's not the end of the world. You can unravel these. I had to with the very first one I had made. I was a little bit out. But again, if you want to just, what I've done in the past is just sort of put my ruler in and made sure that are they going to be, is that lining up? You know, you can get a pencil or something and mark it. Make sure that you are all lined up. Because once you start to wrap this around, you will soon notice if they aren't quite level and you're keeping them on the plastic. And again, it might look fussy, but for the sake of a couple of moments, what you'll be able to do is rock it back round, and if it's all in alignment, it rocks around at the same time and all is well with the world. And then on this end over here, you're going to put another strip of your red tape down there, like so. And you are looking to always keep these level on the end of that plastic. And then round we go again. Yeah, we're rolling at approximately the same rate there. So that is always good. Getting everything level. When you come down, and then pressing that down in there. Now the next step is to move it. Oh, doesn't that look amazing? Is to basically push over those edges, and that fabric will grip onto that tape. These are going to look so lush. And around it comes. And then you want to do the same on the base. And honestly, they are as easy as that to make. And the final bit to do is to tuck that fabric now underneath. Now I had, up until yesterday, I had nails and I managed to do it with my nails. But this little gadget here, you use to just grab the fabric and push it down just behind. But to be honest, if you've got nails, just push it down so that you get a really neat little seam. Gemma did a couple of these for me as well, and she used the prim seam shaper, and that worked really well. I'm a fingernails kind of a girl. But if you get any spare threads or anything like that, just chop them off. But honestly, just get in there and roll that fabric around there, and you can easily smooth it out, especially around those corners. Smooth them down and smooth it in. And if you want to, where there's a little bit of where it crosses under there, you can always snip it to make it fit if you want. We'll get it in there. And this is why you didn't want to have a lot of fray, because those threads would show. So if you do get just the odd little thread, just snip it, because obviously the light would highlight it. But you can see otherwise. I'll go around, and there are a few little bits that I just need to push it in a bit further under. And I haven't done it at the top, but. It would be quite boring to watch me go all the way around with that, so I will just basically do it and then spend some time doing that. But later, now, I don't know where the bulb went. Jem, where'd you put the bulb? Now, some people's fixtures and fittings. Was the bulb not there? You didn't have the bulb. What did I do with the bulb? Oh, there's the bulb. Emily took it out for me earlier. Sorry, Mummy. She gives it me.
That's your retaining ring.
Oh, that's my retaining ring. Oh,
So
thank
you
you
plonk
very
it on
much.
and tighten the retaining ring, and then bowl.
Here we go. Screw that in. I haven't sort of looked at it from...
Well, I can see it from here.
You can see it from afar. I haven't looked at it, and the viewers haven't seen it either. You see, that's where... Oh, I think I've put that on the wrong way round. I think it's meant to go the other way. Anyway, like I say, I'm no electrician, but we can sort that out at a later date. Yeah, I have. I've screwed it in the wrong way round. Well done, me. Huh? For the purposes of letting everyone look. This is where I find out that the bulb's blown because I didn't check it either. Ha ha! We are...
Bit pleased with yourself, aren't you?
I'm not going to lie, I really am. I really am. Look at that! Look at that! How expensive does that look?
Are these bedside lamps?
These are bedside lamps.
Gorgeous.
I picked the bases up for £10 at an auction. But how expensive does that look?
Stunning. It's such a great shape to complement these prints as well.
Just because it gives that showcase, doesn't it? It gives that showcase. Round ones would be fine. They'd be absolutely lovely. And, you know, if you're nervous in any way, start off with a round one because they're just super, super easy. Not the ones that go like that, the drum ones that are straight at the sides, like the Cafe one here. But if you do have a feature something that you really want to show, like with this, I've got the two ostriches, emus, whatever they are, the Odile and the elephants there. It just, and having this absolutely, I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit chuffed with myself.
Not a bad way to start the week, is it?
It's not a bad way.
With yourself.
I just made something really beautiful. And I'll spend the time to push that thing in. But, by the time I've got a pair of these...
Nice pair.
Oh, what a lovely pair. They're good, aren't they? They're really good. So this is the small, this is the medium. I think I only went for small and medium with these. But I did go for the large with that one because I've got some standard lamps again. I'm going to... Oh, no, that's the large size. Yeah. But I didn't buy that one. I didn't stock that one. I can if you want it. That is the large size. But just to give you a... I could always get them. That's no bother. Let me know. Oh, there's some love for these. But honestly, it is that easy. As long as you just take the time to centre everything, you're going to be absolutely fine. Yeah, I am chuffed to bits with that. I'm going to move that. I now need to actually put that top thing in round the right way. That would also help so that it doesn't wobble. Me and light fittings are not always... What do we think? What do we think? Bit good? Can't say long. Need to pick up some precision engraved silver. I wonder who it's for. Oh, I know exactly. That's very exciting. Morning. Morning, all dare I say it, but super duper Christmas ideas. Well, do you know what? Yeah, absolutely. I thought mine was the best job in the world, but every week you make your home look more and more beautiful. Do you know what? It is entirely selfish, but that's what I mean. I only stock the fabrics that I love. Absolutely no point is there in doing otherwise. So late, but here at last. Lovely crafty, says Diane. Yeah. Well, this is it. So, what's it? SJ said, but we can't do lampshades. We're a sewing channel. I'm like, nah. It says Natasha makes. Doesn't say what I'm making. It just says I'm making. So that's what we're doing. Yeah. Oh, lots of sound gone. Lots and lots of sound gone. And we're all back again. Who was it thought I was just focused? Thanks, Diane, for thinking that I was focused. We didn't hear the tape bit. It's all right. I did repeat that bit. Yeah, so the tape, you basically make sure you start and finish at a point. So there's a point on the frame where it's welded together, and I start and stop at that welding so that I can find it later. That was the only point I was making on that. Geraldine says, oh dear, I'm beginning to think you have a problem with gin bottles and hammers. It's just the one gin bottle, to be fair. It's just the one gin bottle. And hammers, yeah, no, I do have quite a few hammers. I'm not going to lie. I've got a bit of a thing about that. I used quilter's tape on a lamp and it's a right mess. Your method is so much better. I don't think I have the patience to do this. Everything would be stuck all over me. Okay, so here's the thing, right? If you don't think that you have the patience, start with one of these. Now, these come in a pack of 4. I don't know if I should turn off all the lights, but they come in a pack of 4 and they are absolutely beautiful. And they are little lanterns and they come with the little lamps to go in them. But here's the thing, obviously I'm under heavy studio light, so it's not necessarily going to show up so well, but they've been sitting very, very prettily over here, all lit up, lighting up, and these will go onto the dresser in the hallway, because it'll just, where I don't have a plug anywhere near, that's where these are great. And my top tip for you is, if you want a brighter light, you can get on Amazon the little downlighters that you stick on under, battery operated downlighters that you push. I'll show you, because I've put these in. If you're using a really light fabric, then, or it's going in a dark area and it's all atmospheric, then you're absolutely fine. I wanted to use some darker fabrics, so I've used these. Now these you can pick up on Amazon, I think like 6 for $9.99 or whatever. But they are, you can put them in your wardrobes, you can put them under your cabinets. I think they're like kitchen cabinet downlighters or something. They've got batteries in the back, okay? And then you just press them to turn them off, press them to turn them on. Okay, I can pop the link, and then you've got your base in here and it just sits in. Now what you also have is another circular bit, which is where it will keep your normal light in the right place, but that will just sit on top and holds everything there. So it just means that if you want a brighter light, you can. It's entirely up to you. So let's make some, shall we? So Ali, if you think that you can't do the other one, then I would just urge you, look, here they are. They come with these little flickering lights. They're ever so sweet. And safe as well. Safe. That's the whole thing. So you get 4 in here, which is a bit fabulous. Full instructions. There's your tape. There. Oh, you even get 4 of these. So you could, I mean, you could share the kit out amongst people. Now, I did have... So, Ali, this might be your beginning point. It could well be. Could well be your beginning point. I did save this the other day, and I wondered if any of it would be wide enough. Oh, by a gnat's whisker. No, not quite. What if I did it along there? You can pick whatever fabrics you like, obviously. What do I do with my Odile box so that I've got all of them matching? Oh, here we go. Here are my other leftover bits. Have I got any bits in? Ooh, yes, I have. Yes, I have. So again, what I'm going to do with this, because these are smaller, they're much easier in a way. So Ali, for me, this is about getting the really beautiful bits of fabric that I like in my life, in my sitting room, in my home. Yeah, just easily in there. And also, I've got a really old house that that just does not. I'm going to sort of centre her. That just doesn't have plugs where I need them. But you see, there was no stress putting that down, because these are smaller. So practice with these. That's what I would say. Practice with these little lanterns. And they're just gorgeous. So you can have them bedside. You can have them, you know, on a dresser. You can have them wherever you like. They will also make, and I'm going to make some for the kids, gorgeous little night lights. If your kids don't want to sleep, you know, without a light on, then you can just put one of these by their bedside. So they're going to be as exciting as you want to make them, in whatever fabrics you want to make them in. I'm going to do some for my dresser in the hall in some William Morris, because I don't, like I said, I don't have a plug on that side of the hallway. So I'm always, but I love mood lighting. My mum's best friend, God rest her, she was always, her house was always being featured in homes and gardens and things like that. She was such an amazing creative person. And Jane's saying was always that overhead lights were death to the soul. So her house was always lit by lamps and beautiful things like that, and never downlighting, never downlighting. And I think that has, because I always loved Jane's homes. I've known Jane since from the age of 4, and my mum always said the same. She's like, oh, you know, we always used to say, oh, you know, Jane, death to the soul with the lamps. So we've always had lamps everywhere. So I'm very much like that. So if I don't have plugs, like I don't in my hallway down one side, I'm always like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So this has been absolutely perfect. And my dresser in the hall is, I say dressers, like sideboard thing. It is very sort of William Morrissey in its arts and crafty sort of appearance. And again, did you see on this? I started off on the join so that I know where I'm finishing, because I'm not ready yet. Just smooth those down. I'm not ready yet to take that off. But they make fabulous gifts. They're going to be amazing at Christmas time. And with these, because it's circular, there isn't the worry about whether or not you've placed it in exactly the right place. If you haven't, just spin it around until it faces front. Just make sure, like my focal point here is the woman with the snakes, and that will be my focal point. I wanted, from the minute that I saw these lanterns and saw the Odile fabric, I wanted to do the lanterns out of the Odile. That was the very first place that I wanted this to go. And I always promised you that I would show you more than one thing. So last week, even though we are getting more of her fabric in, by the way, popular demand, we're getting some more in. It's just being reprinted. So that will be a show that we'll do in another month. But in the meantime, for those of you that did manage to get the fat quarters and do want to get making, all of the fabric that I've used have been leftovers from the 2 quilts that I made out of my fat quarters. So there, firstly, I had a lot left over, and secondly, it's all a bit stunning, isn't it? Just beautiful. There we go. So the next thing that you want to do, like we did with the lampshade, is just pull that back. That's if you haven't put your sticky tape all over it. So yeah, you know what, Ali, I do get myself in a sticky mess. And look, I've done that thing where I've frayed the edge because I just got impatient and pulled it off. and that's okay. All you do is go in and just take those off. There you go, see, done. Super, super simple. You know me, I go at things. Gemma says like a bull in a china shop. Rude, slash true. And then I have to find ways because, you know, of putting it right when I've rushed something or not possibly paid enough attention, heaven forbid. So again, I've got a slight fray there, so I'm going to just take that off. And then the adhesive on the back there will hold it and it won't fray anymore. So next thing is to take these off. And if you do have like a Debbie McGee or a glamorous assistant, then great. But it's also all right to do it. They do just sort of stand. But yeah, I mean, I would say that Gemma has been my Debbie McGee of the lampshade making world. My super glamorous assistant. Okay. So, make sure you've got them on the edge. And you see with the round ones, if you're worried, go for the round ones to start off with. And then we're rolling. And we're just rolling onto that plastic. Don't know if you can see. And yes, it is all super sticky. So that's what it's got to be. And as you roll, just keeping them on the edge of that plastic. I'm trying to do it so that you don't just see my head. But also these would be gorgeous in bathrooms for a bit of mood lighting. I like a glass of wine in the bath. I'm not going to lie. It's my one quiet time. Is a glass of wine in the bath. And the kids know. Well, I mean, obviously it's when the only time I want to just come barging on in. I'm like, get out. It's my quiet time. That's how it goes. But yeah, I mean, obviously you can't have, if you don't want to have candles and stuff. I'm a little bit nervous of fires. So, you know. And again, we're going to fold those over. So I just smooth them down to start off with. Just smooth. Oh, I want some for the bathroom now. That'd be amazing. So there we go. And then again, you just want to work your way around. You do have these to push them all in with. Nails, much easier. I won't do all of that now because obviously it takes a bit of time, but then your base goes in. This then also goes in. Which then allows you have to take out the little plastic plug to then sit that, and that will sit then in that middle bit there. And then you will have a gorgeous little lantern. In this case with a feature thing, but doesn't need to be. Again, you know, doesn't need to. And so, yeah, I'll spend the time tucking all of that under, but that's just it. And like I say, I would really, if you want it much stronger light, then get the downlighters. They're super cool. So there we have those. I really, really love them. Lisa did, and I will do it as we get a bit closer to Christmas, and we'll do some for Christmas. Lisa did, when she did these on her Australian show, She did them where she put the fabric onto the plastic and then just with a scalpel went round the edge and just lifted the petals of the flowers that she had out, and it looked stunning, looked really stunning. So that's another idea for you there as well. And then, so we've done a lamp, we've done a lantern, we've shown you how to do your bottles. So that it's upcycling, right? It's quirky, it's unusual, it's different. Love it. You get to have your favourite fabrics in the most quirky, brilliant things. Oh, do you like my bag, by the way? I was doing a little bit of hand stitching. I've still got one side to go, but this is one of Lisa's bags. Look at this fabric. I've got this for you coming up hopefully tomorrow, but look at that. It's Tim Holtz. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Love it. How gorgeous is that? And more Tim Holtz. I'll show you this tomorrow. I'm still finishing off stitching this one down. But yeah, that's more Tim Holtz. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you like that, let me know and we'll get it on the shows for you. Just, oh, his latest collection has been absolutely stunning, and I've cherry picked my favourite ones from there. You wouldn't normally think of Tim Holtz doing sort of purpley pink stuff, would you? But winning. And also, they'd look amazing. Some of the distressed fabrics that we've got on the show from him tomorrow would look incredible if you wanted a, you know, a more unisex look, if you will. So let's have a look at what other ideas we've got for you. And that is this. Haha, what is this? Well, this is simply some of our English paper piecing pieces. These are the jewels from Ashmead Designs, and they're the 1-inch jewel pieces. So if you love a bit of English paper piecing, you know that I'm always going to whip out a hexiform when the Liberty comes in. I love Liberty for EPP. It's just gorgeous, and these are rather fab. They're really, really easy to work with. Let me just grab a bit of Liberty. And do I have a, no, that's the end of that sew line glue pen. Let me see if I've got another one. Ah, nope. They all need refilling. What's going on? Oh, that reminds me, as I'm just scrabbling about into my little organisery thing. Did you all get your newsletters on Friday and make the most of the deal we had with the magnetic pin cushion and all of that jazz? Loads of you did, I know. Well done. The Friday newsletters, for those of you that are going, what are you talking about? We don't normally get a newsletter on a Friday. We've started doing them, and they have weekend deals in. So they will last the week, the deals, but generally stuff tends to have gone over the weekend. Like we took something stupid like 26 or 27 pounds off those art gallery fabric kits the other week. Just for those of those that were looking. So, I mean, there are some mega deals in there. It's really worth looking at your newsletter. Right, so if you are using these, they might be a shape that you've not sort of looked at using before. Press your fabric first. I would line up that side along there. The fluffy side goes onto the fabric. You can, if you want, just put it in place there. It's entirely up to you. Purists would probably want to stitch based. Now I go for, rather than 1/4 of an inch, more like 3/8 of an inch, just because this is thicker than card, thicker than paper. It's actually what Tula Pink uses as well, that much of a seam allowance. And then I just chop off the bottom along there. I run a little bit of glue and then use that edge to fold over, come down there, whoops, and then that along there, using my finger to guide over the edge. Like so. And that's your jewel shape done. Super, super easy. Now all I've done with the layout here is put my jewels together there and then pairs like that. But there are lots of ways that you can use these jewels. They're really lovely. So you might just want this as a detailing on a bag, just like a little bit of Liberty or Cafe or something, just as a detailed petal on a bag, and they would stitch together like that. But equally, you can have them joining themselves like that, because they've got sort of hexagonal bits there, so you can use them with your hexagons as well. So you could just pop a little hexagon in there, or off you go again. So it's up to you, or as a standalone item. What I've done is then gone in pairs and left a triangle. Now we also sell the triangles as well. Sell all these little shapes, bits and bobs, but actually on my clock, they do all fit in when they're sewn together. I wanted that gap because what I wanted to put in that gap there was to have the backing fabric showing through, and I've put little numbers in there. So I've got 12, 6, 2, 4, well, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 going around. So, you know, you could do that for your clock. Now you can pop that in a frame if you wanted. I put some H640 behind it. And I did machine, well actually Jane helped me machine stitch down there and then just hand stitch those in, so that it's not even all stitched. You can do. I do like a little zigzag if I'm short on time and I need an English paper piecing thing done. I don't always beat myself up over if I don't have the time to hand stitch everything. It still looks really beautiful. Or maybe, you know, hand stitching isn't your thing, then it's absolutely cool as well. Pop that in there. So then you've got choices, because with the clock making kit, what you have, and think of all your half meter heavens where you've got stunning fabrics. This is the Wiltshire, this is your tonal Liberty background fabric, and we've got it in several different colourways. Jane did cut them for me and put them somewhere really useful. Here we go. And these all work with the latest colourways. So do look, if you just put in Wiltshire, I love that tone on tone. You can see that in the quilt on the back. But also we've got these other shades as well. Oh, and this that arrived, this is your Anna Maria Horner. This is my favourite fabric that Anna Maria Horner has ever done. It's absolutely beautiful. I fell in love with it. Do you remember Jenny Smith? She's got a dress made out of the echinacea, and oh, it's just divine. So I've got quite a few of those colourways now. Anyway, that's on the website, cut to order, by the way. So these are all also on the website, and these colours that we've got here, they all go with the Carnaby Street collection. So they're your mixes, they're your blenders that go with Liberty, because they are Liberty, they're the Wiltshires. I just love them. So I've used this one for the backing of my clock there. Now, Obviously, I made a schoolgirl error and I cut this the same size of that and then quilted it, which has pulled it in. So don't do that. Make it a little bit bigger and then trim it down afterwards. But we have an option here because we can either put that on there and really sort of press it out and hope that we've got enough to go around the edges, which we probably have. Or, you know, look at your favourite fabrics and go, right, do I want to use, now this is Cactus Dahlia in blue. Again, it's one of our cave cut to orders. Do I want to have something like that in the middle and have that as my clock? I mean, it's gonna be stunning, right? Absolutely stunning. And again, fussy cut your favorite fabrics. It will be, in the words of John Cole Morgan, divine. Let's see if there's anything else in there that would look, I mean, that one would, it's on the fold here, so that would also be rather stunning. I can't decide. So you can do either. You can make this absolutely personalized and you can have that, and that will be your clock face and that will be gorgeous. I'm going to have to do that at some point anyway, because that's going to be for Emily. Because, you know, it's her birthday, right? Yeah. But in your clock making kit, you get the mechanism, you get the ring, so it all works in exactly the same way, and you get all your handles and everything to go with it. Hexiform love in the chat. Oh yeah. Just that little bit of well, so case in point, if we're looking at hexiforms, yeah, the bag your mum keeps going on about. This is simply, did I H640 the lining? I might have done, but otherwise that was my hexiform cave bag. That one.
They're the 3-inch ones, aren't they?
These are the 3-inch ones, yeah, they're these ones here. And I will write a pattern. I keep meaning to write a pattern for it. I must do that. Gemma's saying, yes, you must. Be rude not to. But mainly because your mum is going on about it. Sorry, Eds. Yep.
We're saying how much nicer they are on the hands as well.
They're lovely, yeah. And also because you don't have to take them out, it just makes it super, super easy to use. So I'll pop that in there. That will remind me. It was on here to make it with the new Liberty because of the navy handles that we've got, and the red handles are going to look gorgeous with the new Liberty. So that will be what I make the pattern with. You know. Do you know what? Yeah, I would have fabulous shopping bags. Gemma, you can make the call. Am I going to make my clock out of this or this?
Oh, they both look fabulous.
They do both look fabulous, but this is the joy of it, isn't it? Which do we do?
The joy/horror of it. Oh, I hate making a decision. You know I do.
Right, well, throw it open to the viewers. Definitely. Do we do it with the Liberty or with the Cafe? Which do we do? Which do we do? Just wondering why not use the selvage for the wraparound. I didn't, just because selvage work, it's just a slightly different texture. You can do, I'm sure, but I always worry about using the selvage just because it is a slightly different texture. It's just me. Yes, Ali G, you will want to change all your lampshades. And that's the thing, you can pick up really, really cheap bases and then make them divine. Lampshades matching cushions, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, Gemma tells me nails are jewels, not tools. No, they're not. No, they're not. Hands, not wands, maybe, but no. Use your nails. They're tools. Now, lack of nails wouldn't be haymaking, would it? Yeah, pretty much. Marilyn, they are easy. Honestly, they are easy. Otherwise, there's no way. I'd do it. Resounding case. Challenge accepted. This one, oh, the cactus. I've got cactus flower up there. Should we go with this one because I've got it out? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? You lot are a bad influence on me, right? What I love about these kits is that you get everything in them. I think, in fact, we even have bought the batteries to put in the clock kits. They're on top of them. Right. So, hey! Oh, to choose. Are we going to go with this one? Do we like this K fabric? Is this the one? Is this the one? Right, when you have a 2-year-old temper tantruming, I'll blame you lot. Oh, we could go on Maria, of course, and have the echinacea all over the shop. Right. Let's just chop a bit off, shall we? Gemma will be like, oh, could you not just like cut an actual measured amount off? No. You know, sometimes, very occasionally, we get to the end of the bolt and it's come up a bit short. Sometimes they do come up a bit short, genuinely. Sometimes, you know, I might have been involved and had a little slither off here and there. Drives Gemma nuts. How can I do a stock control if you just keep helping yourself? Yeah. I can really understand that I'm very annoying sometimes. Righty-ho. This one or this one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Ooh. Which one do you think? Do we want the blue inner or this one? Any ideas? Where's everyone gone? Stunning lamp, I need several. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Yeah, they do make a magical grotto. Right. Have we? Cafe. We've all got the cafe. It's a resounding cafe. Oh, a few little liberties. Okay. Blue. The blue one. The blue one over here. Are you sure? Because this one's really pretty. Okay, we're going blue. Just because that was the first one that I saw. Green inner. Red. Oh, no. Green, red, green and blue. Green. This one. There have been more people saying this one. Now, you should probably press your fabric. But take that little middle bit out. You're going to want to know where you want that middle bit to be, aren't you? So, you know, fold it. Do whatever you need to do. Do you know what? This is the only one that I haven't actually made one of before. I'm going to find some sort of marking device. Do you know why I keep looking over there when I have clearly made myself? Here we go. So the middle bit of the clock, what do we think? About there? Or we put it so that that bit, so let's have that bit as the middle bit. Mark that off there. I'm taking the wrong bit off. Alrighty, I'm gonna find my little X marks the spot there. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go down a little bit. Oh, okay. X marks the spot. See, I knew I should have chopped off a little bit more. There we go. And then smooth that out. Have a quick flick. Make sure. Are we happy with how that is looking? I mean, yeah. Yep. So many beautiful fabrics, right? Now, I am not going to lie, I am no Jenny Raymond when it comes to freestyling it with a rotary cutter. So I am going to cut round this circle with scissors because otherwise it scares the bejesus out of me. So I'm not going to do that. But round we go. So the process is pretty much the same as the lampshades and everything else. Actually, do you know what, Ali? Maybe this one is, Ali B, that is, maybe this one is less frightening than all the others. There's less stick, isn't there? There's just one round thing to stick right now. And at some point, I might look at the instructions and make sure that I'm doing it right. Haha. Shall we? Shall we look? Oh, that's a bit special, isn't it? Right. So you know what happens next? You gotta click that, bend that round the wrong way. Because it sort of has to be attached in a way so that it doesn't come off when you take your sticky stuff off. And again, if you've got any little fray bits, just take them off. Don't worry about it. Oh, maybe that's where Emily gets it from. She started saying to me, "Don't worry, Mummy, don't worry." And I'm realising that now it's what I say to her. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good. Okay, so again with this, I'm going to start at that welded end so that I've got a start and stop point. Because otherwise when I come to take this off, I'm not going to find it. And that's just a little tip from someone who's now made a few. Yeah, we have got lots of different shapes and sizes of the hexiforms. So you could, I mean, you could hexiform all over the front of this. It would be amazing. And again, just press this down. Good old double-sided sticky. I just realised I'd gone all quiet again. And you might have thought that my microphone had gone. Right, get rid of all of that. Get rid of that. Stick that. Wow! Stick that onto there. Like so. And then again, you're going to go round. And, okay. So you can use that to push the fabric in, but honestly, I know Gem's going to tell me off. I will go around and just shush that in with my nails because it just does need a job. But for now, I will settle for just having it round the edges, and I'll go back in and do that later because it's not very exciting to watch, and we've all seen how we need to do it. Just literally tuck it in, and then if you need to, you can push it under with that. And if you need to grab it, then use the teeth end. But it does come with all of those instructions. Right, let's just go round, go round, go round. Because what I want to show you, and just make sure that it is smooth as you're doing it. around those edges. Oh, look at that. Oh, gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So now we need to make sure that we've got this little hole there, because this is so you will go around and make that all look super neat all the way around. That needs to go through that hole there. Now, if you have about your personage a tailor's awl, which I did used to, then now would be a really good time to whip that out. Otherwise, this will do the trick. Oh, that's where it is. It's all right. Oh no, that's not the one I'm thinking anyway. Don't worry. Don't worry, Jane. You're forgiven. I'll use my stiletto. But yeah, you basically just need to be able to make a little hole, get your little scissors in and snip up to the edges. No, more questions. Go on, give me more questions.
So, first off, they're loving the sticky stuff. I presume they mean is red tape.
Yes.
Might we be able to source said red tape?
Yes.
Excellent. And then
Yes. For those of you that can't hear what Gemma's saying, I never know if you can hear. Gemma's saying you're loving the red sticky stuff. You get extra in here, by the way. You do get extra in there, and yes, I can source some and I can bring that to wear. Yes, that's no problem.
I try to use my big teacher voice.
Oh, Gemma's big teacher voice. Beautiful.
And
Another question.
Might we be able to eau de coat fabrics prior to making lampshades?
Might we be able to eau de coat? Of course. It would be rude not to. Of course you can eau de coat your fabric, but do it because of Morley hands. Little children's and their Morley hands. Yeah, no, I should have totally eau de coated all of mine, shouldn't I? For my little treasures. Little treasures. And small paws, more to the point. There we go. So yeah, the sticky stuff is pretty good. I will get hold of some for you. Bear with me. I know where to get it. So there's your hole. Push that through there like so. Make sure that you've got your clock the way round that you wish. If you want to use, I'm just going to use the universal light box that is my window. There we go. That then attaches on to there like so. Obviously it helps if you do just yeah, pop that on, and then where did I put all the hands? Haha, here they are. Was I meant to have taken, hang on, I was meant to have taken a bit off. Stand down, everyone, stand down. I was meant to have taken this bit off. It really helps if you read the instructions first. Take those bits off, those two bits. That would be why it wasn't sitting quite flush. Yeah, that helps, doesn't it? Oh, that's going to sit beautifully now. Oh, that also hides. Oh, well, that's genius. That is perfect. And then. Yep, we're all still where we want everything to be. What does it say? Think about the clock's hanging position. It's going to hang. Are we happy with our hanging position? Hang on, my computer's just thinking about it. Thinking about what it wants to do. Are we happy with our hanging position there? Or do we want to move it around any? Because if you do, now is the time before it gets permanently stuck. Yeah, there we go. So that's your hang position. That all goes in there like so. Now you fit the clock hands. Please read the instructions to the right. Should we do that? Let's read them. Fit the hour hand. We've got all of these hands. Gazillion hands. Do we want them white or black? For support, hold the back of the case with one hand, then with your other hand hold the centre of the hour hand firmly and turn and wriggle and push on the spindle. Okay. Fit the minute hand. Repeat the process with the minute hand, again showing it is pointing at the 12 o'clock position. 12 o'clock position. Fit the second hand. Finally, use the winder on the back of the casing to make sure the hands are completely, there we go. Oh no, see look, they're spaced and everything. This is so clever. And then the seconds sit on the top. That is very clever. Need another battery. Bear with, let's get a battery. If only I knew where I had some, right? Yours will come with one. Have I got the right size? Minus, positive, there we go. It's only blinking working. That's amazing. What time is it? Oh, I like. Now, if I'd have wanted really, really obvious hands, I could have gone for the white ones. And the other thing that you can do, of course, is just if you've got like a marker pen and you want to recolour them in like a gold or anything like that, you can do that. Can you see the second hand going around? This is so clever. I know you know how clock works, but look, here it is actually working. That's a bit good, isn't it? Oh, I'm liking today. I need somewhere to put that now. Is very cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Excellent. So yeah, guys, that is basically everything. We've made lampshades, we've made lanterns, we've made clocks. That's it. Go online, grab them, grab a bit of EPP, treat yourself. It's just really beautiful to play with. Nothing like getting a rollicking off your staff. Oh, I'm always being told off. The red one would look better as a clock. The red one. Oh my goodness. So there we go, everybody. That is... Now everybody has an opinion on colour. But yeah, you can eau de coat all of these things before you use them. Absolutely no problem at all. And yeah, just have them, have a bit of fun. If you've got beautiful fabrics that you want out on display, but you're not quite sure how to do it, maybe you've got a dark and dingy corner of your room that needs a bit of brightening and a bit of bringing out. Maybe you've bought your Christmas fabrics, so you're going to make some little lanterns for the Christmas table or a birthday table or something like that. Or you've got kids that want a little night light on at night, then get yourself one of the lanterns. Or you, like me, you don't have plugs in the right places for lamps everywhere, so the lanterns are an absolutely perfect alternative for that. We've got it all on the show. We've got the rectangular ones, we've got the drum ones, which is the cave one behind there. There we go. And we've also got, of course, don't forget that you can now make all of your most fabulous bottles into lamps, which I think is rather fabulous. So that's that, everybody. We're going to be back tomorrow with white hands. Want to be able to see them, says Margaret. But you can swap them out. That's fine. What I actually think I might do is make them gold. I will make that so. Geraldine says today it's been great. Love seeing something different. Oh, I'm so glad. It's just, yeah, I love doing all these sorts of things because I do love to decorate my own home. So there we go. But we'll be back tomorrow with a quilt extravaganza. We have got so many quilt kits at ridiculous prices. So do join us tomorrow. We've got Moda, we've got Lewis and Irene, we've got Liberty, we've got all sorts of goodies for you, and a creative grid thrown in as well for good measure to show you how, so that you too can make a quilt like that, the tumbler quilt. And we will see you tomorrow. Take care, stay safe, stay sewing. Bye bye.